Coming up tonight on NBCSN is Ring City Boxing at 9 Eastern Time. Bob Papa, who I've gotten to know very well, he did Thursday Night Football for many years. He's an outstanding broadcaster. He'll be ringside alongside the analyst for Ring City Boxing at 9 Eastern Time on NBCSN. It's our two-time welterweight champion friend, Shawn Porter. How are you, sir? How you been?
I'm doing great. How are you, Rich?
When you were here talking to me, I thought this guy should get into television. And you're doing that, aren't you, Shawn? You're doing that.
I actually am, and I'm extremely blessed. Now I'm with NBC, but also doing things with Fox as well. So it's good. Everything is fun.
Fantastic. I'm glad that you're now multi-channel right now, Shawn. So let's get into this right now. What is tonight? Set the table for me. Give me the table for you. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go set the table. Go for it, Shawn.
Oh, you want me to set the table?
Yes.
I thought you were going to do that.
No, I'm not ringside with Bob Papa. You are.
I haven't been trained to set the table yet, but I'll do the best I can.
Go for it.
Listen, Ring City Boxing is coming to NBC Sports. It's on tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're going to see some great action. Styles make fights, and that's what tonight is all about. I think we got 3 TV fights, and the styles are action-packed, and I think everyone who tunes in is going to be very excited and grateful for what NBC is bringing to the sport of boxing.
Well, who are you excited to see fight tonight? Who should I be tuning in to see fight tonight, Shawn?
The main event. But listen to this. You got Mickey Romaine, who's got like 72 professional matches, where I wouldn't even dream to have that many fights. And he's still going strong, and he's going up against Shockey Foster, who's a young kid out of Houston, Texas. And both guys are strong. Both guys are fast. It's going to be action-packed. That's the fight of the night. That's the main event.
Okay, and that's again at 9 Eastern Time on NBCSN tonight. There's a big pay-per-view fight coming up on December 5th. Errol Spence Jr. and Danny Garcia trying to unify the welterweight belt. That's going to be in front of fans, actually, in the Jones Mahal in Dallas. You fought both of these guys. How do you think this is going to go down?
You know what? I think there's a lot of different avenues this fight could take. I think it all depends on 2 things. Number one is Errol Spence still Errol Spence after his horrific accident? And then number 2 is Danny Garcia prepared to tell Errol Spence Jr. that he is not who he used to be? I think that Danny's got to come out and let his hands fly. And I think that Errol Spence Jr. has got to remain calm and understand that this is his home inside of the ring, and this is what he loves to do. And so I think it's going to be a great fight, and I really don't know who's going to win the fight right now. I like I said, I'm going to put a tweet out about right after the first round, letting everyone know who I think is going to win the fight. I think the first round is the telltale for us in that fight.
So, and then Deontay Wilder, you already had to say Monday about Tyson Fury. Did you hear about that, Shawn?
I've been seeing over the course of the last few weeks, but I did not see what he had to say.
Yeah, he said Monday. That Fury flat out was cheating, and that that Fury had weights in his gloves, and now he's claiming his water was spiked. How about that one?
He's kind of been on. He's been on a little bit of a rant now for a couple of weeks, and I think the worst part about it is it's coming too late. I think if he wanted to make these accusations, they should have come right after the fight, where everything was fresh and new and everyone could have really dug into this whole matter and really figured it out. I think now, even though he's put out some evidence, I think some of the evidence is substantial, but at the same time, it's so far away from the match. Is how much how much can you really detect and really figure out what was really going on that night? Yeah. It's a sad thing right now for him.
No, I know. Have you ever had spiked water, Shawn, before a fight?
No.
Has that ever happened to you?
No? I've never had a spiked anything, nor would I want to.
Okay.
I don't spike anything myself.
Well, you like spiking your opponent, that's for sure. So who do you want?
That's about it.
Who do you want to fight next? What about you?
I'm actually mandatory for every belt that's out there. Every belt that's been created for boxing, I'm mandatory to fight. So I'm mandatory to fight Terence Crawford right now for his WBO title, and I'm also mandatory to fight the winner of Danny Garcia and Errol Spence Jr. So for me, it's just a matter of who wants me.
Okay, and Bob Arum said he doesn't make any money on Crawford's recent fights. What would you do if you were Crawford, hearing that?
I would have a serious conversation with Bob and let him know that cannot be said again, and if so, my loyalty does not lie with you anymore, and I'm going to go where I can make all the money that I can make. So there's some room over here with PBC. It's just a matter of Terrence Crawford wanting to make that move, that change.
All right. Well, big one tonight. How are you prepping for tonight, Shawn?
Big one tonight, man. I got my laptop right here in front of me.
Okay.
I got a briefcase right here in front of me, man. I'm locked and loaded, and I'm excited to bring boxing to NBC. I hope everyone tunes in. NBC's bringing something special and something new to the sport that I don't think has necessarily been done. Definitely not recently. So I hope everyone tunes in to NBC Sports tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay. So are you going to do you need like maybe Freddie Roach giving you some sort of tips beforehand and get you going like you used to back in the day? I mean, what do you got? What do you think?
I'm good because I'm not wrapping up tonight, but
Okay.
I'm sure if I was wrapping up, I'd definitely be looking at Freddie. I know that all the fighters out here, they're excited to be fighting here at the Wild Card, and they're excited to be performing in front of Freddie. So I'm sure Freddie would treat them just like he treated me and give them the best information that he can at this point in time.
How did he treat you? Give me a good Freddie Roach story, Shawn.
I give you the best Freddie Roach story.
Go for
so
it.
after I did my training camp in 2010 with Manny Pacquiao, he fought Miguel Cotto. Freddie and I were just standing around, we're talking, and he says, "You're going to be a champion someday." And I just, in my head, I was thinking, he says that to all the young guys,
Right.
whatever. And I said, even though I felt that way, I said, you know what, I'm going to win this championship, and I'm going to bring it back and show Freddie. And sure enough, a few years later, I won the IBF title. I brought it back to the Wild Card, and I was full of smiles looking at Freddie, and he just looked at me and says, I told you were going to do it, and like just gave my heart the most exciting butterflies ever because then I was like, wow, he actually remembers saying that to me. This is amazing. So Freddie's an awesome guy.
That's pretty cool. Well, but I also know the feeling of when somebody says something you're saying. They're just saying that to be nice. Like when you were here the last time and my sound engineer, audio executive, Mike Del Tufo said Shawn would definitely know who I am. And you said, absolutely, I know who I am. and then you actually apparently did know who Mike Del Tufo is.
Yeah. He was setting up things at the fight or whatever, and then I saw him again right there at the studio. So
Yeah.
I remember a lot. I also remember that you are a Jets fan.
Yes, it's true, Shawn.
And they are crumbling and continuing to crumble.
Well, I will accept that, Shawn, because they are 0-9. But the one thing is, if I'm not mistaken, you are a fan of which team, Shawn?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Browns.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm willing to accept that from you, is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just offering some advice and some comfort if you need. As I've been there, and I've been there year and year after year.
Yes,
we're doing very well right now. So, I'm just here to comfort you. That's all, Rich. I'm only here to comfort you.
No, I appreciate that, Shawn. I appreciate that. How old are you? I think I'm twice your age. How old are you, Shawn?
I'm 33.
Okay, 33. So I'm not twice your age, not exactly, but I'm a hard shell of a 51-year-old man that's been hollowed out inside of 50 years of Jet fandom. So I just don't know if I need to accept this from a Browns fan. Who's at 6-3 right now? Right, feeling good about yourself?
We're sitting at 6-3. And
after
I'm
all those points you put up.
6-3.
Okay.
And we still may not make the playoffs.
I feel like I'm sparring with Shawn Porter right now.
You don't want to do that, Rich.
So I will then say goodbye. Thanks for the call, Shawn. Have a good time tonight with Bob Papa on NBCSN.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
You got it. That is none other than Showtime Shawn P, as he's known on Twitter and Instagram. Shawn Porter will be ringside with Bob Papa on the debut of Ring City Boxing tonight at 9 Eastern Time on NBCSN.